Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I thought I'll do a revisit video on a pretty classic Xinlehong Truggy here. This came out a few years ago. I believe it probably came out in 2016. This is the Xinlehong 9116 Truggy, and as you can see, they've tried to make it look like a Traxxas Revo. It's got the exact same body shell. And yeah, I thought I'll revisit this, guys, because it's been around for a while, and I've had this since 2017. It's been a pretty decent little Truggy in all that time. I've ran it many times, and it's actually the very first Truggy or truck, RC truck, that I experimented putting a 3S in all them years ago, back in 2017. So I've done a few mods on this one. I believe these ones are really cheap now. That's another reason why I thought I'll revisit it. You know, since they're not new, you know, all RC products, once they've been out for about a year or so, they drop significantly in price. And last time I saw this online, it was around the $50–$55 mark, and it's a 1/12 scale. I just want to see if it's as good as it was back in when it was released, or around 2017 when I happened to review it and owned it, to see what it is like today, being a brushed vehicle, to see if it's just as good as the ones that come out right now lately. So this is a rear-wheel drive, guys. It's only got rear-wheel drive, so as you can see, it's got ball bearings on the front. These wheels are off the 9115 model. I done a couple of mods to it yesterday. Obviously I oiled all these bearings, even on the rear, because, you know, it had been sitting for a while. But I changed the shockies out to the XLF X03 shockies that I had spare off that brushless Truggy. That rather, you know, it didn't go too well, that Truggy, so I used a lot of spare parts from it at least. So I put them in. These are not oil-filled shocks, guys. These are friction, but they got a lot of a much more better dampening since I put a bit of grease in them compared to the ones that are on it. They were actually plastic bodied and plastic shaft shocks when it came out standard. Put a bit of a light kit back then, a couple of years back. I've got front and rear tail lights, very easy to do. I've just got them powered off a LiPo, one cell LiPo underneath the shell here. And this one's running on 3S, guys. I've also got some cooling mods done where I've cut out, I'll show pictures during this video anyway, because I've got it ready to run right now, but I've added a fan and also some drilled a few holes in the motor mount to expel the hot air. Okay, guys, so I've got a cooling fan just there. That's powered off a 2S with a JST. Okay, and that 2S is in the battery box here. Okay, and here's the 3S, just Velcro strapped on, and also a few holes to expel the heat. So the cool air is going in through the fan, the motor's just there, the 390 motor, and the heat can come out of those drilled holes. And I've got the lights here, front and rear, just powered off the 1S LiPo, all wired up. So let's take it for a quick run. I'm also using not the standard controller, I'm using the Xinlehong 9125 controller. So this is on low speed actually, guys. Just put it up to high. So like I said before, this is the first one I actually tried out on 3S. Back then in 2017. Now when I did try 3S on this, I didn't know if it was going to fry the ESC board. This has got actually like a board that you see traditionally in cheap toy grade cars. Usually they got all-in-one receiver and ESC combos, which are in a black plastic box. This one doesn't, so I didn't know what it was rated at the time, and I put on 3S and it worked rather well. I do remember though, when I first tried it on 3S in the backyard, I was running on a 3S for a bit too long, and because I had no cooling fan mods or anything like that back then, I ended up actually making the motor overheat. So that's when I added a fan. But being a rear-wheel drive, I mean, as you can see, easy to peel out. But it's also pretty quick. Heaps of speed on 3S there. Does close to 40 k's an hour, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it still performs pretty good for a RC Truggy or truck that's been around for a few years. So even though it's rear-wheel drive, it's getting through that terrain pretty good. Now I've got a rather large 3S battery in this. It's from Gptoys drone, the X16. So it's running off not Dean's plug, it's running off those banana style connectors that you see on the Hosim X8C, for example. Now the battery that comes with this particular Xinlehong 9116 is a lithium ion pack. I believe it's a 3-cell or 4-cell pack. It's a 9.6 volt rated pack, around 800 milliamp hours. But the problem with that pack is that it's got a proprietary plug that I've never seen on any other RC. So I left the plug on this truck, but I just spliced into it the bullet connector or banana plug connector for those Hosim batteries. Now I have ran this on 7.4 volt 2S Hosim X8C batteries, and actually made it slower because, like I said, the lithium ion pack that comes with this is a 9.6. So to get more speed out, just run a 3S battery like I'm doing right now. Yeah, those shockies are doing a better job than the standard ones. Even though they're friction, they're doing a heap better job than the standard ones that came with it. Not as good as oil-filled shocks, obviously, but not bad. Oh, look at that. I do a bit of a range run. Pretty good. The range on these is supposed to be about 80 meters, 80, 90 meters. Alright guys, well, just a quick revisit. I just wanted to show you what this 3-year-old, maybe even a 4-year-old Truggy performs like. I've used this, I've lost count of how many times I've bashed this around. It looks like the bead came off the wheel because these aren't glued. Yeah, bead came off. So I was driving around just then with it not beaded on. So that's another thing that you could do with these tires, is glue them in. But anyway, there we go. So yeah guys, you know, even in today's standards, for what you get, you can easily mod them yourself. You know, this also comes under the Gptoys label. It's been around for a while, like I mentioned. I've bashed this thing many times, and you know, surprisingly I haven't really broken anything, guys. You know, haven't changed any of the diffs over. It's original diffs. I don't even know if they're plastic gears or not. I've never opened them, to be honest with you. The motor's standard, even though I nearly burnt it out when I was driving around on 3S the very first time without no cooling mods. The only thing I snapped was just here. I had to glue the bumper bar plate back on where you screw it on here. So that's about it. Looks like I peeled another one off here too. Oop. I shouldn't have grabbed it from there, the servo, but anyway. Yeah, so just a quick revisit, guys. I just thought, let me just turn it off. There's the banana style plugs from those X16, you know, X8C SEMA batteries. That's all I had back then. But yeah guys, run a rather large pack there. Hopefully you can see that. X16 battery, 2200 milliamp hour, and a 1 cell for the lights on the front and back. But yeah, anyway guys, yeah, this comes under the Gptoys label as well. S911 maybe, or S912 I think as well. So rather cheap these days, guys. They're around 50 odd bucks American. So still, in my book, still a pretty decent brush truggy for beginners. And you can easily mod them, like I said, to run 3S, do a couple of shock upgrades and stuff like that, and good to go. These things run forever. They are really reliable. And like I said at the start of the video, this is my very first Xinlehong RC truck. And ever since I got this one, I started to buy more of the collection, which you can see in my playlist. I bought the 91115 after that, the monster truck, which is also rear-wheel drive. Then I bought the 9125 and the 9130. All right, so spent a bit of money on these over the years, and they've been a lot of fun. So anyway guys, if you like this video, feel free to comment below. Feel free to subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. I just thought I'll revisit this classic Xinlehong Truggy and show you what it's all about if you haven't happened to seen this one on the market before. Alright guys, catch you later. Enjoy the hobby, and bye for now.